A couple things, bro, that I forgot to ask you about as far as on that club tip. So, do you got any advice? Let's say somebody like, let's say me, I want to jump off a club. You know what I mean? You have any advice like do's and don'ts, or you know what I'm saying? In 2021, anyway. You know what I mean?
Well, I think a lot has to do with the area that you're going to be opening in. So I'm sure every area is different. So like the same approach in Tyler wouldn't be the same approach in Dallas. You know, Tyler's smaller, and there's not as much competition. But it's a hard business. Like it's easy to throw an event, but you got to realize when you got a club, you got to get these people coming back every week. You know.
Yeah.
So it's basically back in the day it was easy.
Who's your biggest competitor, Nico? Who would you say that you had to make like who was at your neck, so to speak?
I think I was kind of in my own lane, but there were other clubs that had hot nights. You know, like you had the Rio,
the Rio,
the Boots and Saddles, and then you know the Club Ice and Sky, but they were a little older crowd. Then mine was basically the college crowd. So you know, older crowd went to those other clubs or whatever. But those, you know, Boots and Saddles had a good run, and Rio had a run. But like I said, we were there from 2001, and I just closed it down in 2019 and converted it to a venue, event center.
Okay, what made you close it? I mean, what made you leave the club? Leave the club scene.
One, I got tired of it. It was cool when I was 23. You know, I was going out. It was like I was going out every weekend.
Yeah.
But when you get older, you get tired, and then, you know, like I said, it's a lot of stress. Problems. Luckily, ain't nobody ever got killed in my.
I was about to ask you that. You beat me to it.
Of course, there's been a lot of fights.
Of course.
You know, that's how it goes at the club. So luckily, nobody's ever been killed there. You know.
Yeah.
So I just felt like it was a good time to get out. You know, when COVID hit, I totally remodeled the whole inside. So you know how it used to look like a club with a dance floor and all that.
Yeah.
It don't look like that anymore. It's just like an open floor plan.
Oh, okay. And you say that you just rent it out to people that need it.
Right. I basically been mainly doing like quinceañeras lately, stuff like that.
Hey, speaking of, who was your biggest? What would you say the biggest show that came through there? Like your biggest event that came through?
When I first opened, one of the flip shows and Big Mo.
Big Mo.
I mean, they had probably in the early stages the biggest crowds, and then we had Pimp C a couple times, which that was ridiculous.
Hey, did you ever talk to him?
Yeah.
How was Pimp, man? How was Pimp C, man?
He's a character, man. He's a character.
So the word out on him is pretty much like I always heard stories. I never met the guy.
Yeah.
But I always heard some fun stories when it comes to Pimp C. So he is that person.
Yeah. I know he did an in-store in Longview, and we're getting ready to come back to Tyler.
Yeah.
So that's when I had my Escalade. So he comes over there to the Escalade like kind of creeping like. Of course, you know, everybody come out of town, they think I'm a dope dealer, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you?
Yeah.
Or at least I know where it's at. So I'm thinking he finna ask me for some weed or something.
Yeah.
He was like, hey man, where can I get one of those handicap things for my mirror?
No, he didn't say that, man. Yeah.
Boy, I was just laughing because I wasn't expecting him to say that, you know. But nah, he was cool. He had a couple of big shows. Bun B, he came.
How was Bun?
Bun was cool. He been there a couple of times, but Bun was more laid back, you know, than Pimp, you know. They got two different characters or whatever, but both were cool dudes, you know. I was real cool with like Hump, you know, from Sucker Free, Flip's manager or whatever. So, you know, when I would go to H-Town back then, I would go kick it with him or whatever.
Oh damn.
Another big shows. Let's see, Paul Wall had one of the biggest shows. It was on a Tuesday, the $2 Tuesday.
$2 Tuesday, yeah.
And it happened to be St. Patrick's Day. So the radio did like a promotion. It was like St. Paul Wall Day or something. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Do you know around what time this was? I know he hit real big, like when he dropped his first album.
It was right when the Busybody song came out.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't remember.
Oh, yeah,
probably
that
around
was a-
06 around that time.
That's a huge record.
Yeah, because before he'd been there before with when it was him and Chameleon there together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that was like the first time he came by himself. But yeah, it was ridiculous.
Who would you say, Nico, that you done ran into that probably was like kind of like an asshole? Like, you know what I mean? It's you kind of like like you come across them. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody you thought could have just handled himself a little better.
I don't know as far as that. I don't remember anybody just being an asshole with me, but Zero is like a different person every time he comes.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah. Tell me about it.
Sometimes he's just quiet, don't talk to nobody.
Oh wow.
Then sometimes he'll joke, blah blah blah. It's just be in a different mood every time or whatever. But he ain't never been no asshole to me. Like he's always, I've always been cool with him or whatever.
Yeah.
It is crazy because like a lot of the earlier times, I would have conversations with the guy, but not as much. But when I see them now, like last time Slim came, Juneteenth, he was just like, man, how long we been doing business together? He's like, man, it felt like 20 years.
Yeah,
Slim
Thug, right?
Slim came to Tyler when he was like 17,
Yeah.
So Slim, all them boys been coming.
How Slim? He looked pretty cool. He seemed like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was tripping one time because the promoter didn't have his money, but they ain't had nothing to do with me.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. So man, you have and that's what I was saying, bro. I feel like I had made a post and I was just saying like I felt like as far as Houston area, you had your Swisher Houses and company. Dallas, you had your DSR and company, and I always felt in East Texas to keep it a buck. You had Nico and BOC, Club Nico, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we had East Texas sold up, but we were also an outlet for all those H-Towns and Dallas artists.
Yeah, y'all was in the area that they was wanting to tap into.
Because I was the only really place having the shows. So when I would have the shows, you had people coming from all over. You had the Palestines, the Athens, all the small towns. They came to Tyler for the shows. So basically, at that time they were selling CDs. So it wasn't like the internet.
Yeah.
So all these guys were basically getting hot or hotter in East Texas because of the shows they did in my club,
Yeah, we like you right in the middle. Right. You know what I mean? You like Dallas on your left. You know what I'm talking about. Like you,
right.
You're right in the middle of both.
And then the colleges, they got so many people that come from Dallas and Houston. So of course when they come, they know all the artists also. So you got TJC, Texas College. And then surrounding areas, you got Jarvis, the Wileys, Trinity Valley. So it's a lot of colleges in the area.